Alabama insists 3 points will not produce the same result this season. When Alabama junior guard Jaden Shackelford went 1 of 14 on field goals, including 1 of 7 on three-pointers in an exhibition game in November, Coach Nate Oats said, "I don't think he's ever gonna shoot this poorly in a game again." That repeat performance might have come Saturday night. More in Alabama sports. Alabama starts fast, falls flat in 66-55 loss to Kentucky. What is the future of Coleman Coliseum if Alabama builds new arena? Nate Oats, Alabama's new arena looks like sec's best. Shackelford shot 2 of 11 in Alabama's 66-55 loss to Kentucky, missing all 7 three-point attempts and finishing with 6 points. It was his second smallest output of the season, only more than the 0 he scored in a 0-4-6 night against Jacksonville State in December. On the whole, Shackelford has led Alabama in scoring this season and ranks 12th in the conference in three-point percentage. But the shooting woes Oats hoped Shackelford got out of the way in an exhibition 3 months ago cropped again in a key conference game in February, which was emblematic of Alabama's larger issues as it enters the final 4 weeks of the regular season. Alabama shoots the 9th most three-pointers in Division I but ranks 321st of 358 total teams in three-point percentage, and the problem only seems to be getting worse. The Tide's best 4 games in shooting threes all came within the first 6 weeks of the season, while 3 of its 4 worst have come within the past month. Saturday's loss to Kentucky, dropping Alabama to 4-6 in sec play, was the low point. Alabama went 3 of 30 from deep, a 10% rate that was the school's lowest in more than 3 years and tied for the second worst in Division I this season on at least that many attempts. A disappointment was audible from a Coleman Coliseum crowd that groaned as Alabama missed 15 three-pointers in a row and 16 of 17 shots overall during one stretch in a second half that saw Kentucky slowly grow a 4-point lead to 17 before Alabama hit another 3. Alabama won the rebounding battle and played what should have been adequate defense, holding Kentucky to 40% shooting. But Kentucky, which ranks 315 in Division I and attempting only 18.2 threes per game, walked out 8-2 in the SEC, 19-4 overall and number 5 in Monday's Associated Press poll. Calipari, who has coached Kentucky to the Final Four 4 times since being hired in 2009, offered some unprompted commentary after the game about Alabama's playing style. "There's all kind of ways of doing this," Kentucky coach John Calipari said. "I've coached about 35 years. My teams historically will shoot about 30% on threes, 10 to 12 turnovers, 16 to 18 assists. Usually I have a shot blocker, this year I don't. But there's all kind of ways of doing this. Dribble drive that we've gone to and gone back to now, and position less where you're playing with 4 guards, even though they're bigger, you're making guys play like guards. But you can start 4-6-2 guys. You can do it. We're doing it the way we do it. And again, I've done this a long time. The consistency, that's me coaching. That's who I am. This game today, you know, when you shoot that many, if they go, you win. If they don't go, you lose." Calipari said something similar 2 seasons ago after Kentucky beat Alabama in Oats' first season, a game in which the Tide went 4 of 21 from beyond the arc. "My problem with that, historically, the NCAA tournament is a one-and-done tournament," Calipari said in January 2020. "And if you're taking 33s a game, there's going to be a game where you don't make them in those 6, and your chances to win it are done. That's just me. I may be wrong. There may be teams that have taken that many and won. I'm not comfortable that way." Calipari circled back on the same theme Saturday night after beating Alabama in the first of 2 meetings this season. The second comes February 19th in Lexington. "They missed some open threes," Calipari said. "It wasn't their night to make threes. Look, did we play these guys twice last year? Are we playing them twice again this year? What is that? Are we going to play them twice again next year, you think? My whole thing is March. It's always been March. How do you advance? How do you be able to play 6 games, 2 games each weekend? How can you get your team to be consistent enough so that you don't have any drop-off when you're playing? That's how my whole mindset is all the time. It's not just playing one game and it's exciting and all. This is more fun. What's great about how we're playing, everybody who calls me says I love the way you're playing. Fun to watch. They pass to each other. Your offense is the best I've seen. They are going nuts about how we're playing." Calipari's last statement seemed to a response to the fast-paced, three-point heavy style of Alabama and other teams being viewed by players as an exciting, NBA-like brand of basketball. Oats has cited as much in discussing Alabama's recent successes in recruiting. "The style worked for Alabama last season enough to win the SEC regular season and tournament titles, while beating Kentucky twice, shooting 30 and 46.7% on its threes in those games. But Alabama was upset by UCLA in the Sweet 16 in a game in which the Tide shot 25% on threes, its 4th worst showing of the season, in addition to missing over half its free throws. Overall, Alabama has 19 of its top 21 three-point shooting games since Oats arrived, while it has lost 11 of its worst 21. But the correlation has not been as strong this season, and Oats has noted as much in recent weeks. "We've won big games this year when we didn't shoot it well," Oats said after Saturday's loss. "Some of our bad losses, we did shoot it well. Alabama is 4-3 in its 7 best three-point shooting games this season and 4-3 in its 7 worst. In those games, defense, rebounding and at-the-rim scoring have been the deciding factors, but an improvement in three-point shooting could mask other issues or make other phases of the game less significant. Alabama shot 35.2% last season compared to 30.5% this season, a difference of 32 made threes on the Tide's 683 attempts so far this season. Over 23 games, that is an average of more than 4 points less on three-pointers than last season's rate. 4 of Alabama's 9 losses this season have come by 4 points or less, and another 2 have come by 6 points. Alabama has shot better than 40% from 3 in only one game this season, 53.3% in a November win over Miami in which the Tide made 13 from deep in a second-half barrage. Alabama had 8 games over 40% in Oats' first season and 12 games last season. It won 18 of those 20 games. We got to make some shots, Oats acknowledged Saturday. That's the bottom line. We got to make some shots. Shackelford was not alone in his struggles against Kentucky. Javan Quinerly, whose three-point percentage has dropped from 43.3 last season to 24.4 this season, went 0, 4, 3 and 2 of 11 overall. Forwards Jew and Gary, Noah Gurley and James Rojas went a combined 0, 4, 9, a departure from center Jordan Bruner's 32% rate last season that kept defenses honest. The main three-point threat, however, comes from the guards. They got to play well for us. If they don't play well, we can't win, Oates said. We got to have them score the ball. I think they need to get in the gym a little bit, get some shots. Shaq looked like he was tired tonight. Has got to get his legs back up under him. For different guys, it's gonna be different stuff. Some guys are gonna have to get their legs under them. Some guys are gonna have to get in the gym and shoot a little bit more. Best way to get your confidence up is to see the ball go up a bunch of times. Oates has resisted the adage live by the 3, die by the 3 this season because, despite Alabama's dismal three-point shooting, it ranks 16th nationally in KenPom's offensive efficiency metric, largely a product of the Tide scoring on two-point baskets. If people really study how we play this year, he said, we're scoring way more at the rim than we are from 3. Alabama has averaged 30.9 three-point attempts per game in sec play, and do not expect that to change much. We've recruited a roster that's going to play the way we play. We got to finish shots at the rim, Oates said. All of a sudden you can re-recruit a roster to start posting the ball up. And to be honest with you, if you look at post-up points per possession in college basketball, those aren't very high either. Mike Rodick is an Alabama beat reporter for Alabama Media Group. Follow him on Twitter at Mike Rodak.